So, did you have a plan, or did you just have a big blank sheet of paper?
Yeah, big blank sheet of paper. We went off to New York, took our kids, because we hadn't really seen much of them. We took our kids to New York on a shopping spree, so that was their treat.
Great.
We went with 6 suitcases, came back with 12. So they had a great sort of time, and we really didn't know what to do. But, we moved house, and I bought a new car, and I did this, that, and the other, and I didn't really know what to do. And then eventually we got into this property business that I'm in now.
Which sounds really interesting. Tell us about it.
Well, it was started off not necessarily as a business, as something to put my money into. So, the problem I had was when I sold the business, I thought, well, that's great. I could just give it to a bank, invest it in some wealth manager and live off the interest. But then suddenly interest rates were 5.5% in March 2008 when I sold, and then by September they were 0.5%. So suddenly, dear, what do I do with my money? Nothing seemed very stable. So I sort of naturally, was a fairly good instinct, invest it in property. So what sort of property? Well, we bought a lot of commercial property, and they're great, and they've got office blocks, and we get some good returns and yields. But it's a bit boring. It was sort of a good investment, but not a business.
The fund wasn't there for you. Well,
I bought some residential houses in Beaconsfield because I was born and bred in Beaconsfield, and I used to do the paper round, and I knew I knew the town and the area. So we bought some residential, and that is still good, and we've still got that. But I was looking for something to invest that was sort of like an investment and giving me a return, but it was a sort of a hobby business. It started off as a hobby business. It's become a bit more of that at the moment.
There seems to be a theme here, starting hobby businesses and they grow under your control.
Yeah. Absolutely. And you have some... I've been on the website, Clarenco is what you need to be looking for, people. You've got some fabulous... really unusual.
That's the thing, isn't it?
Well, we went about looking for things that were wacky, iconic, or unusual. So we've got monastery and castles and forts and follies, and just stuff that we didn't want to be just another set of hotels or venues. So we use these properties for weddings and corporate retreats and exclusive use and themed dinners and all sorts of things that are slightly different, slightly on the edge to what normal hotels would be, because the properties are different, and we want to offer people a different experience. So we're sort of in the hotel game now, which I'm going through a learning curve doing, and we're just getting into quite a good operational phase.
Interesting. And charity is something that I know is also dear to your heart, and there's the Clare Foundation, which you set up, and I believe that was after you sold the business.
Yeah, we, a lot of people think that, wealthy people, just sort of, I don't know, drive about in a big nice car and sit on the beach and drink gin and tonic. But a huge amount of people that have got wealth give lots back, not just in tax and employment and those things, but in a philanthropic way. And I had always wanted to give something back. There wasn't anything particular that was tugging at my heartstrings that I had a big connection with, and I did look around at things. But so I thought we'd start our own charity. So it's called the Clare Foundation, and that's a charity that helps other charities become more commercial and efficient. So quite often charities are very nice, and they're nice people that run them. They're all very honest and church-going, and they'd be great as a neighbour, and they're nice people, generally speaking, and they mostly are. But sometimes they haven't quite got their business plan right, or they're not quite as commercial or entrepreneurial as maybe they could be. So we, from the Clare Foundation, help them be more efficient. So more of the money they raise can go to their beneficiaries, whatever their cause is. And there's 192,000 charities in the country, and they, big and small, and we try to help and do training and that sort of thing.